In the concept, falsely accused was used and misled, bitch. I'm hoping you fucking rest in peace.
Alright, you guys, what's Gucci, everybody? It's your boy, SJK, the first Black Super Saiyan to work on this planet. I'm here with my boy. I reacted to the trailer by myself. I'm gonna do it here with my friend. We both like The Witcher. And my knowledge really comes from the games. I have very little of the book knowledge. And vice versa for you. It's pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing for both sides. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch the trailer. Then after the trailer, we'll talk about it, what we want to see, and then we got an article connecting to the show that we got to talk about. So let's go ahead, get into this reaction. Let's get it. I already seen it. He didn't see it. Let's go.
I remember hearing stories about witches. Is it true what they say?
The guy who played Superman.
Elves are the original sorcerers of the continent.
You're ever going to see.
When humans and monsters arrived, elves taught humans how to turn chaos into magic. And then the humans slaughtered them.
Chaos is the most dangerous thing in this world.
Alright, so that was supposed to be Siri, I believe. I think this was supposed to be Siri. Super young Siri. Opening the show, they show us Geralt's superhuman movements, his abilities, his, doing like, I hope he does more like freaking, I don't know, backflips or something. I don't know, just something more. Because I know Geralt can do this stuff, but in the game, it was restricted by gameplay mechanics. So he couldn't do a lot.
Like,
but I'm hoping in the show, he does more.
I guess so.
Like, I don't know, freaking running up a wall and doing a backflip and then stabbing somebody in the freaking back.
And then again, though, I think that scene from like the opening scene from like the first Witcher game actually kind of
is the best example. Yeah, it's the best example of how he should be. That's the best example.
Yeah.
Imagine the most powerful woman in the world. Do you have what it takes?
I've got her here. She's why they came. You can't outrun destiny just because you're terrified of it. It's coming.
Fight Geralt of Rivia.
Teasing the action, they don't want us to see it.
No matter what you choose, you'll come out bloody.
You wanna know what that looked like right there?
What?
You remember Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yeah.
Redirect the light. That's what it looked like. Redirect. Now this is my favorite shot right here. This one right here. Right here. Just let me go back. Like when his eyes goes black, that's them letting you know he just used the Witcher potion right there. He's about to go into Witcher mode right there.
Well, obviously, if you played the game, you would know that.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
A lot of people might think, oh my gosh, he turned into a super demonic person. But people wouldn't know he's using a Witcher potion. Because he's fighting what? A insectoid right here? Looks like a insectoid.
Yeah,
obviously.
Like an insectoid.
Obviously, that's an insectoid. It's nice to me. But the biggest problems I've noticed with the show so far is like the effects. Like the CG and stuff. Even though it's Netflix, I kind of expected better because Netflix is not normal TV.
Yeah.
With normal TV, you're going to get some bad quality in effects. It's like expected. With like cable TV and stuff, for example, shows like live action TV shows. Like, let's do some superhero shows. The Flash. Now, when I watch The Flash, I hate watching that show now just because of the effects. And I used to think like, oh my gosh, they're so tight. But now you get past this, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the worst effects I've seen for this character. This character needs a movie so he'll look so much better.
But wouldn't you say like
the Flash can't be on TV?
But wouldn't you say like, you know, the effects were good at the time though?
I mean,
to like now.
I mean, my only issue with the Flash effects is this. Like the Flash is a speedster.
Yeah.
Now, when you're trying to show me his superpowers, I want to see it in the best quality I can. The problem is, TV shows can't. Some TV shows can't do. Some TV shows can't exist, and they can't have certain characters. For example, you can give me a Batman TV show because Batman has no powers.
Yeah.
If the suit looks tight, and the villains and the effects look good enough, I'm down with it. But if you give me a Flash TV show or a Green Lantern TV show, and the effects look so shitty and these characters are very powerful, I'm like, I don't want to watch this. The effects look so ugly. Like the moment I wait this whole episode, of the first half of the episode, I'm waiting for freaking Iris and Barry to freaking kiss each other, and Barry's all like, "Oh, I'm not fast enough. I need to get faster." And then by the time he wants to get fast at the end of the episode, they show me these effects, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this looks like crap. It looks ugly. This character needs to be in a movie. He cannot be on a TV show because the TV show does not match the quality of the character. Because the character is so overpowered and has such great powers, you need to put him in a movie." Yeah. Now, Geralt here, I'm fine with him being in a TV show because characters like, Captain America and them, you can do TV shows with them, but it depends what kind of villains villains and people you put them up against. Like, for example, this Insectoid. Now, if it was up to me, because this is going to be a TV show, probably 12 episodes. If it was up to me, I'd scrap all this and say, give me a Witcher movie. If I had to be really honest. I'm fine with keeping Henry Cavill. He looks nice as a Geralt. I'm not going to lie. Even though he kind of does look like Legolas. He does look like Legolas just a little bit. You can throw Legolas off a cliff and he will survive.
No.
Yes, he will.
No, I was thinking more about like what you were saying about the effects in this and stuff.
I mean, well, what you think? Because I think they look okay for Netflix. I wish they was better, but I think they look okay.
I mean, I agree with you. Like, I would prefer like a Witcher movie, but I think the games actually, like, even though the games are not considered canon, they still like fulfill that like role of the movie in a way. But they're not. It's just like.
Well, I mean, because the games have the benefit of movies. They can only stretch so long.
Yeah.
1 to 2 hours.
Yeah.
The games have the benefit of stretching to 100 hours. You can come back, you can save it, and you can continue it.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of gaming. Now, obviously, The Witcher 3, if they did a Witcher movie, and they try to go off of the books, but nowadays in the movie industry, they like to change a whole bunch of stuff. But see, I would rather take this as a movie just so I can see Geralt at his peak of his abilities. Like, I want to see Geralt move accurately the way he's supposed to move. I want to see Geralt do everything the way we envision him to do. Like, when Geralt's fighting a Cyclops, you know how he fights a Cyclops in the game? What I imagine when I see Geralt fighting a Cyclops, Geralt is literally moving so fast and doing so much parkour that he's freaking jumping on the Cyclops, dodging it, doing slides under the Cyclops to dodge it, and just dodging it and jumping on his back and just stabbing it and stuff, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But in the games, they keep it so keep it basic and grounded. You're just literally parrying. Well, you can't parry a Cyclops, but you're literally just sidestepping, either doing a heavy attack, or you're doing that little swift flourish, little fury attack, or you're casting signs. But in the show, I hope they show Geralt doing more.
No. Geralt really can't like.
He can't do all the stuff we would think he can do.
Yeah,
like,
but he can't do the stuff that you would expect him to do. Like compared to like a cinematic in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. But I give CD Projekt Red credit also for another thing. They tried their best to like make the combat look, appealing enough to what what better than what the combat in The Witcher 3 and The Witcher 2 and The Witcher 1 look like.
Yeah, they tried to. I mean, yeah, they did try their best. I would say the most intense thing about The Witcher is casting, signs, and swordplay. And when it comes to Geralt's movement and doing extra stuff, as far as like even when Geralt, you take away his swords and he tries to punch a monster, it's like it does no damage on it. What the freak? I'm still superhuman. What happened?
Yeah. But I mean, still though, like Geralt's like, what I was trying to say though, another thing was that, the good thing about The Witcher 3's combat is that like, well, it's a hitbox system, so basically there's no like way of telling, like the game's not telling you what Geralt can do as a Witcher, because
it's more of you
you're
figuring out what you want to do.
Yeah, with how you're figuring out. That's why one of the good things about The Witcher 3 being actually a real true RPG is that like it's actually taking like it actually takes these elements of like not really making them so like complex and complicating to just making them into like simple mechanics and a complex system of customization that will allow you to make your own Geralt, your own Witcher, and that in a way is what makes what will make this Witcher series different from the games. Is that by staying true to the books, they're going to make their own Geralt, whereas in the games, your Geralt is different from what you would expect in say the books or
definitely
yeah.
I mean,
because like they said in the games aren't canon, so there is no like actual actual way we would know Geralt would
how it's gonna play out unless you read the books.
Yeah, unless you read the books. But then again though, the books though may say one thing and the games may say the same thing, and you can try to like customize Geralt to be that way, but you still wouldn't really there's still no like no true way that Geralt, like I would say, would probably like be a real you could really like copy the way the books like understand, because you can writing and seeing are two different things. Like you can write Geralt slashed the art when the werewolf's leg and it did not grow back, instead turned to ash. But if you were to play like the game, Geralt would slash the werewolf, but his leg wouldn't turn to ash. No, the werewolf would just like lose some health points, and the next thing you know, like
that werewolf's done.
Yeah, maybe that werewolf would be done, or maybe
they're always done. Once you cut off like what I was remember when I was saying Witcher, and you freaking chopped off once you get a point to chop off. Well, it depends on execution. You may chop off his head. Or slice off his arm or leg.
But but you also gotta take into fact another thing too. Like, the game is based off uses levels and stuff. And so what I was trying to say is that say like you're facing a werewolf that's like higher level than you are, like about, let's say, I don't know, 5 levels over what you're expected to be at.
Yeah.
And you're like, so then you don't. Like if the book says, oh, he chopped off the arm, he chopped off the leg, and it turned to ash, in the game, well, Geralt might chop. At that point, you were supposed to like chop off the werewolf's leg and turn to ash. It didn't turn to ash because the werewolf is way stronger than what your Geralt is supposed to be.
Yeah. And see, I totally understand, because the game. Not canon to the game tries to stay somewhat close to the books, but still at the end of the day, The game is you make your own story, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be totally different from the book, regardless.
Yeah.
But the one thing we know for a fact that is definitely in the book, Geralt is a superhuman being. He's like a detective of sorts.
No.
He's a detective of sorts when it comes to monster hunting. You can say he's probably one of the best witchers.
Yeah.
He trained by the best.
Well, I mean, like
trained by the best.
Yeah.
And what I hope this show focuses on, they with Geralt, show me his intelligence when he goes into monster hunting mode, because they're gonna have to show us monster hunts. I don't know what they're gonna show us that he's gonna hunt. He might hunt a freaking a noon wraith. He might hunt a vampire. He may hunt a werewolf. And no, we're not gonna get this higher vampire debate, man. Not with you.
No, let's
All right. Let me just say, I was trying to stoke you, but he may hunt a kind of vampire.
Yeah.
Not a higher vampire. Not a vampire like Deadloff. But he may hunt a higher vampire, because there's higher vampires below higher vampires.
It's higher vampires, and then you have the true higher vampires, which is actually
Deadloff
like
and Regis.
And higher vampires are really just vampires that can pose as humans,
but they turn into
they're still
their true forms.
Yeah, their true form is really a catechin or fledgling or whatever. I haven't played The Witcher in a while, so I forgot like a lot of these. Like,
well, there's that one from the Flounder. It looks like a hammerhead shark. From the Blood and Wine DLC, that black vampire. It starts with F. It's like a Fletch. Yeah. And I think that would be a good if for the show they need to show us the non-sentient creatures, like the monsters that can't think.
Yeah.
And give us montages. Well, not montages, but scenes of Geralt fighting just regular monsters.
Yeah.
Neckers and stuff. And then you got to have a monster in this show that's going to be a monster that is of intelligence, like maybe a vampire. Something to, like, the one thing about the monster is they got to make sure they capture the investigation part down good.
Yeah.
The investigation, the build up to the monster battle has to be interesting.
Well, okay.
So I hope.
That's another thing, like, I'm not really understanding what you're saying, like, because I know this from, like, Witcher 1 and 2, like, you say Geralt's an investigator.
Yeah, he's a detective.
He's a tracker.
Hunting monsters.
He's a tracker in a way, because he hunts monsters and stuff.
You can say he's almost a detective when the way you look at Geralt talking to people. It's all up to us, but the way Geralt talks to people and he gets the options of choices to ask people.
Yeah.
Because in a way, when he's like, what's an example of some monster hunts that went? Okay. Remember from the Blood and Wine DLC? Remember that old lady that was cursed by Gontra O'Dim, and she turned into that creature?
Yeah.
And Geralt had to do a whole investigation, look at a diary.
The white and all that.
The white. He had to look at a diary. And you can choose either kill this monster, or you can choose to free this monster that was previously human from its curse by doing what the diary needs you to do. Oh, you need to make this monster look at itself instead of not killing it, because let's not forget, Geralt's not a brutal asshole.
Yeah, and basically the way Geralt saved the monster was that he told him not to use the spoon, and he had to get her
a drink, drink from the bowl. You gotta reveal yourself.
Yeah, and the stuff inside that bowl was actually that monster's waste and stuff.
So, just for the show, I want to see a balance between Geralt killing monsters that cannot think, they have a set way they think, and the monsters who are capable of thinking as good as humans or far better than humans. Like vampires. I guess you can say werewolves, depending on what kind of werewolf you're fighting. Some can be tamed.
Yeah.
But let's get into more of what we can expect from the story, because I haven't read the book, so I'm not sure if Witcher 1 is... Witcher 1, 2, 3 is really a sort of a true copy of the books. Now...
No. Witcher...
Like, is Witcher 1, 2, 3 totally new, like straight up new? Like,
Witcher
do they
1
still hold on to characters, or do they do like a totally new story?
No, they keep Witcher. The difference between the games and the books is that the games. Okay, so I think the books are. Do they still make the books?
I think they're done.
They're done. Okay. Well, if they're done with the books, then okay, that makes sense. Because then if the books are done, then that means the games are just a continuation of the books.
Well, I think I'm not sure if the
Yeah,
books
yeah,
are done,
yeah.
but I'm assuming the
But
books are completely
yeah,
done.
I'm assuming. Okay, well, if assuming the books are completely done, I know for a fact that the games are just a continuation of one of the books that was written, and it takes place after that.
Yeah, because I think stuff like Blood and Wine and stuff, I
Yeah.
feel like that's
Because in The Witcher, the thing
new.
about
I don't think that's Geralt
because Witcher
counted.
Witcher 1 and Witcher 1 and 2, you probably know this already, but Geralt's love interest in those is Triss.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know about Yennefer. Well, they reference
Well,
Yennefer.
no, he knew Yennefer. All right, so in Witcher 1, Geralt came back from after his mind got wiped,
Yeah.
and he was with the Wild Hunt.
Yeah.
He was working with the Wild Hunt. You know, him and Yennefer was working with the Wild Hunt. So he knew Yennefer. He knew Yennefer for Triss. But Triss was the girl he was with from Witcher 1 to Witcher 2. Then Witcher 3, you can bring it back to either get with Triss, Yennefer. Yennefer's the best.
Or Geralt stays alone.
Geralt does not deserve to be alone. He deserved to be with Yennefer,
Yeah.
not Trish. But back to what I was saying. So, I'm not sure if the Wild Hunt is in the book, though. Like, is the Wild Hunt in the books? Because if they're going off of that, I think this is... I'm not sure how the first book goes. Because my main knowledge is from the games.
Well,
and from what I know from the first game, Geralt, before he lost his mind, before his mind got wiped, he was with the Wild Hunt.
Well, I know that
Geralt's.
I know that his I know that a lot of the main characters, like Geralt's friends and all that, they stayed pretty true to like.
Yeah, they're both in books
Yeah.
and games. Yeah,
Stayed true to their.
That's why I think we may see Danny,
but something about one of the things though about I think some of the villains though, like Aridin and
we won't. We will definitely not be seeing any Wild Hunt yet.
No,
not in this.
No,
like it'll be a while. Like maybe third or fourth season if the show gets traction,
or maybe some like special or something.
Yeah, but if the base story of the first 3 games, where the Wild Hunt kind of lingers, the Wild Hunt they disappear from Witcher 2, they don't really talk about them. The Wild Hunt show up in the first game and third game. If the books have the Geralt, if the books are like, okay, Geralt was with the Wild Hunt in the books and the same in the games, I'm guessing it's kind of like this, and this is probably around the time when Geralt just recently... Well, no, because Yennefer's in it. So this got to be during the time before Geralt gets with the Wild Hunt. This got to be. Because Ciri was still a kid then.
Yeah.
So this is right before Geralt ends up getting stuck with the Wild Hunt.
Yeah, because
Ciri was still a kid during that time, right? And he wasn't with the Wild Hunt for that. If we go off the game,
yeah,
he was with the Wild Hunt for like a couple of years.
Because the game... Because that thing in that event about the Wild Hunt you're talking about is part of the game, so that's not canon. Anyway.
So the Wild Hunt isn't in the books?
No.
Let me see.
I don't think so.
Is the Wild Hunt from Witcher in the books? They gotta be, man.
I don't think.
I mean, when do Wild Hunt appear in the books? Shouts out to Reddit. I'm reading 3rd book and Wild Hunt have not appeared yet. While the first 3 books are good, but they're not as good. Oh, wait. Because things never live up to die, especially if there's... Wild Hunt appears in the last book, I believe, all things considered.
Oh.
Okay, so they are in the book.
Yeah, but they're not
They're not
really
prevalent to the story.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So...
Yeah, because Geralt doesn't get... I think Didn't Geralt say him and Yennefer got killed or something in Rivia or something?
Yeah, didn't they? No. Remember, Geralt got
Yeah, he got stabbed.
massacred and stuff. He got stabbed, and then he ended up in that carriage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that's where the book ends, when Geralt gets stabbed and everything.
That's why I gotta read these books before I get into this show.
I don't know. I can't even watch the show because I don't have Netflix. So
don't worry, I'll let you use my account so you can watch it.
Yeah.
Because we gotta do a review for the show when we finish it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like I say, our knowledge is primarily from the games, but I'm gonna read the book before I get into the show. Now we got until what, November? I think believe it comes out in November. Let's see when they say it drops. I like this last shot. That last shot is dope. His eyes turn black. He's about to go into battle mode. Witcher potion type. Doesn't even say a release date. The Witcher Netflix series brings magic and feminism to fantasy.
All white people are racist. All men are misogynistic.
Shut the fuck up. No one cares. Know your fucking place, trash.
Oh my god, that's such JK vibes. This is more of that stuff about the SJWs and everything.
Yep. Freaking SJW, social justice warriors in Hollywood. Look, I'm not against feminism. My only problem is, when I played Witcher, alright, that game is set, like, it's set in a European world from long ago. 15th, 14th century. Those settings. It's clear that men were predominant in that time.
Yeah.
Now, we all know through history, a lot of women could be smarter than men. Women develop faster than men. A lot of women keep men in check in most cases. Most wars probably been fought over a woman. Now, I don't want to... If they're going to do feminism, do it right. I don't want to see Yennefer walking around saying, oh my gosh, Geralt, you can't do this because you're not a woman. This is a job for... I don't want to see that kind of stuff. I just want to see Yennefer be a tight woman and just be tight. Not go in there and just be all like, oh my gosh, pussy power. Oh my gosh, power of the sexes and stuff. Don't do that. Just go in there, make Yennefer tight. You don't need to pull the gender card or nothing, because The Witcher, like when I played Witcher 3, it's not like pulling gender cards. It was more racial issue in The Witcher.
Oh,
it was more a racial issue than a feminism issue in The
Yeah.
Witcher. Like,
definitely.
elves, dwarves, there was more racism in The Witcher than actual issue. Like, feminism, yeah, it's there. But it was... That's the last thing you think of when you're playing Witcher.
It was more...
You don't think of feminism.
The Witcher 3 actually had brought up a lot of topics about, like...
Racism and stuff.
Religious persecution.
Yep.
Persecution of different people and races.
Right.
Genocide. Everything involving war and all that.
Feminism was at, like...
But
when you play Witcher 3, was feminism ever a thought? I'm just saying. Was feminism ever a thought in your experience of playing the Witcher games?
Not exactly. Let me just say it.
Go ahead and say your piece, man.
The interesting thing about The Witcher 3, honestly, is that, like, it's so, like, even it's, like, role-playing elements and its choices and everything, it's still, so many of it actually makes you actually question, like, you know, what you believe in and everything. Because if you kind of think about, like, I'll use the example of, like, Nilfgaard and Redania.
Yeah.
Because Nilfgaard, they want to, like... The thing about Nilfgaard is that they want to take your... They want to conquer the land. And so does Redania.
Right.
But... And Emir is kind of a... You know... He's kind of a dick when you meet him. Honestly.
He's a douchebag, bro.
Yeah,
he freaking sold us his kid, bro.
He's a real dick.
I'm Ciri's father from what I see in the freaking game.
Yeah.
I'm her daddy.
Yeah.
Amir ain't is
Yet.
And then he tried to, can I get my daughter back so she can be freaking princess?
Yeah.
No, douchebag.
Yeah, and then
it's my kid.
Another thing too is that, like, he also takes, like, they want to also, like, everybody who they conquer and everything, who Nilfgaard conquers, they want to take them and like, you know, turn them into slaves and everything, and like make them work for them and everything, and they have to pay all these like taxes and stuff. And then you look at Radovid, who doesn't do any of that to his people.
Radovid.
But the thing about Radovid though is that Radovid is that, you know, it's kind of like, you know, even though he's not doing that to those people, his people, he's bad in a way. It's still
He still has a power hunger, but he seems more ferocious compared to Amir. Amir, he's power hungry, but he feels more contained and he this is how it is. Radovid, he will have a quick outburst. He will have an outburst.
Yeah.
Amir, you having a conversation with him, you piss him off, he'll tell you calmly, you do it again, I'm gonna slice off your head.
Yeah.
Radovid with the freak. You freaking dropped the ball. We just lost this battle. I'm chopping off all your heads. You know, that's just how it is.
And then another thing about Radovid too is that, like, you know, I kind of saw Radovid as a comparison more like to Hitler, because Radovid's kind of taking like all these you know, different ethnic groups and people and everything, and taking them and, you know, charging them for like witchcraft, or, you know, just killing them just because you know who they are and everything.
Right.
So the game, like, actually, like, if you don't really notice it, like, it's kind of asking you, like, you know, it's obviously if you're playing the game based on, like, say like from like a moral standpoint, you're basically choosing, do you think slavery is better than it? Do you think it's better to be enslaved by people who are who believe in like order and stuff, and even though they're going about and just killing everybody to make them listen to you? Or do you believe in the country of people who are militaristic, but their leader is also a very power hungry man that's also trying to kill you know, who knows, your friends or something, because they might be like dwarves or witches or wizards or something.
And well, one thing people need to understand going into the show. Now, I'm not sure if it's the same term as in the books, but going off the game, in the game, Witchers have a rule.
Yeah.
Don't involve yourselves in politics. So, I hope people of the new generation, well, people currently watching it, don't get the misconception that Geralt is a hero. He's just a guy who hunts monsters. Sure, he will help out somebody of his own free will.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Geralt is not trying to be a superhero. He hunts for a coin, and he does it for a coin. If you don't pay him, you don't get jack shit. If you bamboozle him, he won't kill you, but he'll be pissed.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So I hope the audience, when they see this, they don't try to attack the show for like, oh my gosh. People on Twitter like, oh my gosh, Geralt freaking in the last episode, he should have helped that lady from getting raped or something. Why did he just walk by? Sure, Geralt, you know, Geralt is not trying to be a hero, but he's not a bad person.
Yeah.
He's a person literally in the middle of everything. He has to be neutral. Like, he can't hop on the one side of this war and be against this other side against the other side here. He needs to stay neutral regardless. He doesn't need to attract too much attention to himself. He's a wanderer. He is a nomad. He goes from city to city hunting monsters.
Yeah.
He goes out into the world and accepts contracts. Once Witchers finish their training, Vesemir literally, my children, it's kind of like his kids. Eskel, Lambert, Geralt, go kill some monsters. Don't come back. Bye. I'll see you guys back when Christmas comes around. All right, Daddy Vesemir. Boom, they just leave.
Yeah.
And they go do their thing. They go hunt monsters. They that's their job. Because that's just their job.
Yeah.
Because they need to keep they're the ones who are the bridge between humanity and monsters. They're the bridge right in between. They're the bridge. Look, I don't have no issue with feminism, but if you're gonna bring it up, do it like The Witcher 3 did it. When they bring up an issue, the show should not be about. There's a lot of franchises now are getting hijacked by the social justice war politics. You know, virtual signaling and
Star
stuff,
Wars.
all that junk. And I'm just like, do not make focus. Like, for example, the show is gonna obviously be about Geralt protecting Ciri. That's obviously what this show is gonna be about. Geralt and Yennefer protecting Ciri, working together.
If they're staying true to the books, though.
Yeah. Now, what I don't want to see is too much in one episode of them trying to tackle topics of feminism. Like, do what literally the games do. They will bring up stuff about racism, and they will keep it trucking. Just cause these dwarves are being attacked over here, you know, they bring it up, but Geralt's not there to save all the dwarves.
Yeah.
He's not there to protect all these women in this village.
Yeah.
He's not there to be a feminist. He's not trying to be there to protect all the people who, I don't know, is homosexual. He is just there to hunt monsters.
Yeah.
This is Geralt's mission in most of these books and their stories. I don't want them to focus on no virtual signaling and all that junk. Just, okay, maybe you want to bring it up. I'm totally fine they bring up stuff like racism and stuff, because The Witcher in that world, they're played with it. You know, they got dwarves, elves, humans, and racist things happen.
Yeah.
It happens. But that's just what I hope. Do not make the show predominantly more about politics of our world, that because people just like throw politics and stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, just make sure the LGBTQ community gets a piece of the pie in this Witcher show. You know? Just touch up on it and move on. You just literally need to touch on feminism once and go. I don't hear nothing else about feminism in later episodes. Because now, I catch on to this stuff a lot more.
Yeah. I mean, I really would, if they're gonna, stay true to the books, I think it's best, you avoid politics and stuff. Unless there is an issue of feminism.
Yeah, if there's a case oh my gosh, this farmer is I don't know, telling his daughter, oh, you're never gonna be nothing. You can only bro. The perfect setup. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They're gonna do this. There's gonna be a scene in this show where a farmer or a man who's obviously gonna be some brutish man, he's probably gonna be drunk. Yeah. I bet he's gonna be drunk. He's gonna walk over to a woman and grab her butt. And he's just gonna grope her. I'm telling you, man, that's gonna happen. Watch.
Yeah.
But I'm used to it because I'm look at the time they're in. Groping women is that's that time. I hope they don't try to get so modern day with this show, this character, this world that is set in a medieval setting at a time, a fictional medieval setting where people were super racist. People had different morals than we have today. There was none of this acceptance of a bunch of things. I don't want to see that in this show.
No.
I don't want to see that because if they don't accept freaking elves and shit, what do you? There's not gonna be no point. But there's gonna be no room for feminism. No. They barely accept other species. They don't even accept the freaking monsters in the world. They sent Geralt to kill him. Geralt, can you kill my monsters? They broke into my my horse feed again. All my horses can't eat because the freaking monster keeps stealing my food.
Kill the higher vampire because he tried to choke my girlfriend.
Well, any last thoughts? Any last thoughts? For the show, any last thoughts of what you hope the show does and does not do? Any last thoughts?
I have no last thoughts except I just this show. I just hope they don't mess this show up like they did with other franchises I've seen lately, like Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah, I hope they don't mess it up.
That's
my biggest worry now. The freaking social justice warrior politics. This stuff gets.
But who knows though? It might. Even if they add these SJW politics and stuff, it might it might actually work in it because The Witcher does.
Yeah. I mean, it could work.
They've shown in The Witcher 3 like we can bring up these issues, and it was already set up because the games actually set it up for that point.
Yeah.
And they all in the end, there's no need for a sequel after The Witcher 3 with Geralt, because basically the story, basically they ended the entire all the events that happened during Geralt's lifetime as a Witcher. So I mean they can put Geralt to rest, like put him as an Easter egg if they put him in a new game or something, like as a grave or something, because saying Geralt as a sign.
Were you hoping they freaking reboot it and continue with Ciri? Well, not reboot, but continue with Ciri if they do a Witcher 4.
No.
I doubt they will. They can't.
I don't want them.
No. Geralt got to come back in Witcher 4. He lives for a long time. I'll only accept a new Witcher until Geralt's dead.
Yeah.
When Geralt is dead, give me a new Witcher. But at this moment, I don't want a new Witcher. Just give me Geralt.
Yeah, but that's just my only hope. They just don't mess it up like the other franchises that are being messed up now.
Yeah, DC, Marvel, Star Wars, getting touched by politics. But what I hope from the show, I hope they show me Geralt at his peak. Hope I see him doing some crazy stuff with parkour. Hope I see a hint of his super strength. See Geralt go into detective mode when he's hunting these monsters. I hope the show has enough of monster hunts and enough of battling with humans and enough of story too. So it needs to touch on 3 things.
Yeah.
Monster hunts, battling humans, and the main story all in one. It needs to be good on all that. It can't lack in the monster hunts. It can't lack in the conflict with humans in the world, and it cannot lack with the whole overall story of Ciri, Geralt, and Yennefer in this show.
Yeah, no, I get you.
They got 3 things they need to touch up on. They can't fail. If they fail, that's on them. Alright, you guys, we're going to go ahead and end this video. JK out, the first Black Super Saiyan King Light. Have a good day.